here we're about to go into the Genealogy Society. I'll have a look properly, just to give you an idea of what their current premises are like, and probably reasons why they need new premises. Hopefully someone out there is able to help them out. And membership.
I'm Peter Cocker, the president of the Burnie branch of the Tasmanian Family History Society.
Judy Cocker, and I am the librarian of the Burnie branch of the Family History Society. Yeah, these are the photos from the Advocate. So that would have appeared with other people. Some of them are intact. They've been used for more than one thing. And on the back is the actual date of public. So you can go to that paper.
Oh wow.
And find out what it was all about. The ones online go to 1954. After that, they're accessible at quite a few libraries on microfilm, but we actually hold the original bound copies from the Advocate.
Geez, that's awesome.
Yeah. And they go back to 1890. I mean, it's not built for purpose.
No.
So.
They're all microfilms.
Oh gosh.
Then in here, those are some of the Advocate volumes. And these are the archive boxes. So if I take one of these out, search and rescue. So that's all the articles that appeared, search and rescue, that year.
November 2, 1988.
88.
Page 3 of, I suppose, the Advocate.
So that'd be all 1988.
Yeah, wow.
The 80s.
And so
Gotta love them.
We were formed in 1980. Well, we concentrate on the Northwest Coast.
Yeah.
And here, an index which started in 1966 of Advocate stories.
66, that's the best year ever.
These are card indexes to articles out of the newspapers. And then they stopped in 1974.
Yep.
74, they actually took the articles and put them into folders, and that's what you see.
Ah,
And they
okay.
stopped doing that in 2001. They went digital in the early 2000s. There are still digital copies, searchable digital copies of the Advocate from the early 2000s.
Members did years ago with births, deaths and things that they've found in the papers.
The society started in 1980, and it was Australia. We had memberships from all around Australia plus overseas, but the majority were, probably more than half, were Tasmanian people. And in 1998 and 99 year, so that's sort of nearly 20 years after they started, we peaked at 1,542 members. That was total.
Yeah, but even so, that's pretty good.
5 years later, 1395. Another 5 years later, 1342. Another 5 years, 1194. Then 1004. 23-24 year, 901. So from 1999 to 1924, it went from 1542 to 1901.
Yeah.
And the same with our branch here. At our peak, around the 98-99, we had approximately 130 members.
Yep.
Now we've got 64, and of that 64, maybe less than a third would walk through the door in one calendar year.
Is that accessibility issues, or is just they'd rather do it at home?
Partly
Okay.
accessibility, and because some of our members are getting pretty old and
Don't look at me.
Did you say something, Helen?
using walkers to get here, so they've got to park their car.
Quite a way away.
That's
and you're right
nowhere
on the
close.
highway.
Yes.
So busy, that highway.
Yeah.
And some of our
Trucks.
members are like Circular Head.
Yeah.
And we actually did have one years ago from King Island.
Wow.
These are all maps to various cemeteries.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So that's the Wivenhoe.
That's Wivenhoe Cemetery there. The old
Jenner
Jenner Street
Street
Cemetery in Wynyard. And currently we're transcribing Vincent burial records,
Wow.
Undertaker's records.
Undertaker's records.
And that's why it's so valuable, because it's not replicable.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yes. Yep.
See all these things here, look at all the
Of indexing that advocates. We were given a whole lot of old ones that were up in Henrietta.
Oh, yes. I can, yeah,
In a
right.
shed. We've actually found whole papers that the advocate didn't have that were missing in
really?
there.
Gee,
Yeah.
that would be a good find.
Yeah.
And the Mercury I see there,
Oh, yes.
Good copy on top.
1904 there.
Yeah. And these are the old Registrar General's
Birth, deaths and
births,
marriages.
deaths and marriages to 1900.
We have a few people that come out here to research the newspapers to get sporting records over the years.
Yeah.
So these are 1927.
Oh my goodness.
These ones here.
Historical journalism
They're
even.
all Tasmanian ancestry.
Oh yeah.
This is all from the advocate, okay? And sometimes they've been cut because they would have gone in twice. So well, that's probably not.
Bert Newton, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dawn and Rex Collins. Dawn was he was the first mayor of the city of Burnie.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, Rex Collins.
Jeez, I'm learning stuff now.
Yeah, so that's when it started, the 1980s.
Right, and when did you come on board?
We came on board in the mid 90s.
Okay.
About
Yep.
95.
Yep.
So we've been members for 30 years now. The Burnie branch is autonomous, although it's part of the Society of the Incorporated Body. We don't have any legal standing, but because we are under the umbrella.
Yep.
So in theory, everything that you see here, if we were happen to fold, it would go to the society.
Ah.
And then
Okay.
it would be distributed amongst the other three branch libraries if our library was to.
Yeah.
We couldn't keep running, which would be a pity because this collection would be broken up and spread
Yeah,
around, and
yeah.
some of it would be sold or
Yeah. So Burnie basically lose it forever.
Yeah, about 10 members on our committee.
Yep.
We have the president, secretary, treasurer,
Yeah.
and librarian, and our group's got a lot to offer. When you look at the membership that we have here, not only do we have the expertise in physical documents and books and indexes and papers
Yeah.
and material, but we have the knowledge to show people how to do their own research.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
not to fall into traps. How
Yes.
to disregard some information and how to take on board other information.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we're pretty good at is helping people to do their research so they
Yeah.
don't fall into into a trap and get stuck somewhere.
That's a very valid point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose there's a social aspect, like
The social side of it is very important because everyone that's here, shares the same interest.
Yeah.
So you've got a common ground to talk about.
you know your history, and the stuff you know might actually cross over and intersect with someone else's history, so that in itself could help other people as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Connections to my mother's family. My mother's parents were German. They came out, and there was a rich old aunt in Melbourne. My grandmother came out as a companion to live with this old aunt. She wrote a diary on her travels out, and my mother tried to get it translated. She couldn't. So it was handed on to me, so I finished up with this diary, and I asked around a lot of German people, and they say, no, we can't read that. It's written in the old German
Oh,
script.
wow.
Anyway, I found a guy via the internet, 1998, when I first went online, and he said, I reckon I can transcribe that because I was taught the old German ways when
That's
I went
fantastic.
to school. So I photocopied it, scanned the page and sent it to him. And I thought, well, that's going to be the end of that. The next day, back came it written in German as well as English. The first page is diary, and he said, that's so exciting, send me more. So that went into a realm of research that I didn't know existed. This old aunt was actually a second cousin. Her brother was a merchant navy guy in the German Navy, and he jumped ship in Melbourne during the gold rush and decided he was going to make his fortune in gold. What happened, he went up to Walhalla. Him and his mates were digging on the reef there.
Yeah.
I think it's called Cohen's Reef at Walhalla. It so happened that their mine was right on top of the lode, right on top of the mother lode. And it was one of the richest.
That is fantastic.
And they were mining ore that was yielding 8 ounces per tonne.
Wow.
Now, the current thing is that they can make money out of a few grams per tonne, but this was 8 ounces per tonne.
That is a lot. That is staggering.
Anyway, he contracted TB or miner's disease, we're not sure. It was a lung problem. It probably was miner's disease. Anyway, he sent back to Germany for his 2 sisters to come out to look after him. And Matilda and Augusta came out. Matilda died. Augusta was left. She went back to Germany and said, I need somebody to come out. And she asked her young cousin, would she like to come out? She was 18 at the time. She said, yes. So she came out. Old Augusta wouldn't have anything to do with the Australian doctors. So he sent back to Germany to have a German doctor come out. So this young German doctor just finished his medical training.
Yep.
So he came out, it was his first job, and he came out and was living in the house, and they lived in a terraced house in East Melbourne. And because these 2 young people were living in the same house, they fell in love.
Of course.
Much to the they really upset the old girl, the old Augusta. She said, there's no relation of mine who's ever going to marry a doctor.
Yeah.
So
Doctor.
she got sent back to Germany.
Oh, wow.
And his services were terminated. But he then finished up in Burnie as a medical officer with the Emu Bay Railway Company in 1898.
There's the connection to Tasmania.
Yeah, that's the connection. And then he left there and started a practice in Derby. In June 1900, Emma appeared in Launceston, and they walked down the aisle at St John's Church in Launceston married. So,
Love conquers all.
absolutely. So that's where they lived. They lived in Derby, and they had 4 daughters and 2 sons.
Oh, nice.
And my mother was one of the daughters.
There you go. Wow.
And she never forgave her. When she died in 1909. The estate was, in 1909, was worth in excess of £40,000, which is equivalent to about $5 million. And most of it went to an orphanage in Melbourne and the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. With my research, I have found that Augusta's surname was in German Meuchlin, but it was anglicised to Meglin, M-E-G.
Oh, yes, yeah.
L-I-N or L-E-N, at various spellings. You know, I found in 1898 where a Miss Meuchlin had travelled from Melbourne to Launceston on a ship, and a week later a Miss Meuchlin travelled from Launceston back to Melbourne. And it was about the time that my grandfather was moving from Emu Bay up to Derby. And I just wonder whether there was some money changed hands.
It seems
because
suspicious.
When he got there, he bought 5-acre blocks of land and built a double-storey big dwelling.
Oh.
Thanks for that, Peter. That's awesome.
No,
I love the story. What year was did the German doctor come out?
He came out and he came over here
Yeah.
in late 1898. And unfortunately, he got Bright's disease, which is a kidney infection.
Okay.
And he knew what he had.
Yeah.
And in those days, there's no treatment. There's no antibiotics.
Yeah.
It's a bacterial infection, and today they can sort it really quickly. But he knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And he kept on saying this German word over and over and over. And they didn't work out what it was till after he died, and it was euthanasia. He wanted to be euthanized because he knew that he was going to die a terrible death, and he did. He suffered terribly. And he's only in his 50s when he died, so he was young. 1921 he died. He didn't believe in anaesthetic.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
He used to take kids' tonsils out, no anaesthetic, stand on the thing, open your mouth, out they come.
Actually. And how long have you been a member here for?
Oh, only about 2 years.
Yeah, awesome. And what brought you here?
I'm quite interested because I'm wanting to recommence the work my sister did when she was involved in the drafting of that. And that goes right back to that. And that's in the Lachlan Valley.
Right.
Near New Norfolk. It's a very good historical book about Australia or Tasmania and our convict ancestry. Very much so. All researched by Yvonne Harris. And in terms of history, I started this off probably 50 years ago, but not in this form, pre-digital. And I had about 5,000 names when I passed it to my sister, who could help contribute to that. And she took it from about 5,000 names to
68,646. Wow.
names. Yes. It's my sister's husband's family, who are first settlers. Mine are second generators, second and third, and Norfolk Islanders. My great-great-grandfather was a lifer. He was an Irish rebel, and he was transported for attempted murder back in Ireland, being a white boy, one of the white boys. And I've actually been to the premise or the property where he would have worked, his parents owned, and on the gatepost it's got Thomas Gleeson, transported for life, 1842, on the gatepost.
Wow.
So I think that's quite good, but that's Northern Tipperary.
My name is Edie MacArthur, and I've been a member for 36 years. I love family history. I think it's important that we know about our own family rather than just what you read in books, so I'm very passionate about it. All my family, I've got each branch of the family in binders which I've already given them. It's very important to me that it keeps going.
The intersection of everyone's story is quite amazing. There's crossovers.
It is.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
I do a bit of everything, dishwashing, whatever's needed to keep the wheels turning.
When you first come back in the 80s when you started, what was your motivation for that?
Well, I didn't have any real idea first off at all, except for my former husband started to, when he was in Hobart, working on his family. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. I'd like to know about my family. Yeah. And so I've been doing that ever since. Nice. And it's every day. It's not just, and I love coming here. It's not just research, and it's also the social side of it. Yeah. When you do family history, you have to be prepared for shocks. Yeah. But, we recover from them. And, yes.
So are you comfortable in telling that shock, or you don't have to? You can be very vague about it.
It's probably something I would rather have not have happened. There's one of the nastier things that happened, so I'll just leave it at that.
Is there something then that you would be comfortable sharing that was a surprise? And it doesn't have to be a shock. It can be along the lines of, I didn't know that side of the family existed, or anything like that.
Well, it's to do more with DNA. I never knew that I was, in my 70s I found out I wasn't what I've always known to be my maiden name.
Oh, wow.
And I did my DNA.
Yeah.
First of all, did my brother's DNA with family tree DNA, which
Yeah.
is an all-male one. And I couldn't find my maiden name amongst his at all. And I left it off. I was a little bit upset about that. And then I decided to do the ancestry DNA and found that I was a Barton and not a place.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that was to find out in your 70s that you're not actually, the person that you thought you were. And
Yes.
you found out that your grandfather was illegitimate, which is something you never knew either. So they're just things that you find out as you go along. And I'd like to know the truth, you know. So, I mean, the truth sometimes hurts, but at the same time, it's good to get the truth.
That's a very valid point.
Well, with my granny, my father's mum, I found out that they're Huguenots, and because they go back to the 1500 Huguenots.
Oh my goodness.
But most of us haven't touched on Huguenots here. I'm from England, so my family goes back to 1500 all the way back, whereas Tasmanians, obviously, the 1770s is probably fairly distant for them, you know, and they do go. I've never been talking about Huguenots here, so probably they haven't gone that far back, but mine do go back to Huguenots, which is French, persecuted French Protestants.
Yeah.
And so that is quite an interesting story in itself. I think we need to have a premises where we can know that all our books and all our computers are safe and lock up a place to put them all in. It's lovely to have a library, and we're very lucky because I know in England they don't often have a library. They have to keep carting stuff to you know.
As I was talking to Peter earlier, and he said, they can find spaces to store things, but then it's stored. What's the point of having it stored? You need it accessible.
Yes, I'm really, really hoping that we'll find another place that's suitable. We've got all our own shelving and things of that nature. That we do need PowerPoints, obviously, for our computers. We need to know that we've got good wiring and it's weatherproof and all those sort of things, you know. But it doesn't. But we've got plenty of shelving that we can block areas off so that we can have rooms, different areas where we can, you know.
Yeah, smart way of putting shelving.
It'd be such a shame if we close down.
Hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully those people follow through.
I do hope so. It'd been fantastic. I, for one, would love it. I mean, people my age, I'm in my 80s, I'm almost 82. This is my social place.
Yeah.
I come here and I love doing, one of my favourite things is transcribing out the newspapers. And that's a very interesting little pastime, just transcribing out of newspapers, which is what we do.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be educated or anything to do that. You don't have, you know, it's very interesting. You're looking through the old newspapers, and you're actually seeing stories about people that you've known for many years, but you didn't know anything about their young days, or seeing their wedding in the paper or something like that. Or it's just a pleasure.
Fascinating.
Doesn't matter.
I'm Helen Hislop. I'm a member of the Genealogy Society in Burnie. Have been, I think, for over 30 years.
And
Just to find more on the families. Well, when I was doing his side of the family, and his siblings all had different surnames. So that was a bit of a worry, a secret. So that's where I started and found out who they all were. They all had the same family, same father, but he had different surnames.
yeah, and he was like evading the law. Is that right?
Yes, he was being looked for by the law in New Zealand. He was English born. He was born in England, but he served in World War I in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And he and his father got into a little bit of trouble. Nothing major, but he didn't pay a fine. And because he didn't come up with a few shillings fine, they wanted to put him in jail. So he took off. And he kept changing his surname. He ended up with 5 surnames by the time he died. The only reason I was able to trace him was through his war record number. Every soldier has a number, and that's how I found him.
And it took you a few years to find his grave and everything, didn't it? But you eventually tracked down.
Yes, I found it. Yeah. He's buried in Canberra.
Yeah.
But he was born in England. He was raised in New Zealand from the age of 4. And yes, that's how I found it out. Yes, he had a wife and 2 children in New Zealand.
Yeah, which would have been Harold's half
brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The elder 3 brothers. They kept the family going. He was taken out of school at the age of 14 because his mother had a nasty accident, domestic accident in the kitchen, and he was taken from school from Collingwood Tech. For the next year, he just went out to work.
Yeah.
I had a fair bit of the information from here.
Yeah.
Told me how to do it, how to go about it, how to look for it, and that's what I was able to do these days online.
Yeah.
Oh. And getting in touch with other family members just to, to reassure that it was right. My side of the family all lived here in Burnie, both sides, my mother's side and my father's side. They were Burnie people.
Yeah.
Kings and Ganninans.
Kings and Ganninans. Yeah.
Well, I came from a convict.
You came from yeah.
My great-great-grandmother was a convict. She was born in Ireland, and at the age of 18 she was sentenced to death. And the man that she had been working for, he took up a petition and had it all signed, and the court case was held in Dublin, in England. No, I'm not sure whether it was in Ireland whether she had the court case or whether it was in England, but it was commuted to life in Van Diemen's Land. So that's where I came from. My great-great-grandmother ended up marrying Amos Eastwood.
Yep.
And they lived in Burnie. Yeah, another side of the family, from the Briggs side, they came from a convict. I've got a whole document on that. The Eastwoods, they had 6 children, 4 daughters and 2 sons, and because they're in Burnie here, that's where it's gone on from there. One of the daughters was my great-grandmother, so it was come down on my father's side.
Oh wow! You mentioned once that you might have some sort of Aboriginal heritage as well.
Yes.
How did you find that out?
That was on the Briggs side.
Briggs side.
Yes.
Dolly Dalrymple.
Oh yeah, Dolly Dalrymple. Yes.
That's right. Dolly Dalrymple's mother was a full-blooded Aboriginal.
Yep.
And the father was an English whaler. They were out in Van Diemen's Land whaling, searching for fish.
Yeah, I think it was, from memory, I think it was an arranged marriage or something. Yeah.
But the daughter was taken from the lady at the time, and she was raised by a minister and his wife, and then she was adopted out. But that's where the line comes from.
Yeah,
The
okay.
Briggses.